So my first favorite that I'm going to demo is the Sephora Perfectionist sponge. I use this like you would use a beauty blender. So I run it under the water, kind of squish it so it gets all plumped up with water, and then squeeze it all out. So it's basically dry, but it's not dry. It's damp and it's all kind of puffed up, so it grows in size a fair amount. I don't know if it gets as plump compared to the original size as the beauty blender, but whatever. I'm going to use it with this CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation, and the color I use is 805, which I think is ivory. So I do just one pump of that, and then I just kind of dab my sponge in there and then kind of dab around my hand to get off the excess, and then I just start kind of applying it also like you would apply the beauty blender. So I've been having problems basically since I was pregnant with liquid foundation. They would kind of, applying with my fingers, it's like they would settle into the pores and then just kind of smear off the rest of my face. Same with brushes. So I'd get this kind of weird polka dotted looking situation going on. Very unattractive. Just awful. So basically had kind of given up on liquid foundation. I knew that this little spongy thing helped. So I did include it in my 2013 kind of year favorites. The problem was I was just too lazy to use it regularly because you basically need to wash it as soon as you're done with it, and that I find kind of annoying. But I've been kind of making a habit of doing that this month, and I've just been loving the fact that I could wear my liquid foundation again. So that's it. I mean, it's really fast, and I really like the finish it gives. So you can zoom in a little, just kind of see yeah. It doesn't look like it's, you know, a lot of makeup. You can see here under my eyes where I don't have anything. I also have darker freckles under my eyes, so it's a little deceptive. But I find like right here, this is an area where you can really see it, just see the foundation, and I feel like, you know, you really can't see it that much, but I am getting some amount of coverage, so been really enjoying that. So the next thing that has been my favorite and that I'm also going to demo is, it's a combination. It is the Bobbi Brown Corrector, and this one is in light bisque. And I got this at a CCO. You can see I've made a fair amount of dent in it. I don't know why it was at a CCO. I don't know if the formulation was changing, whatever, but it was, so I got it for like 30% off. And what I've been, the kind of combo, is I really have been liking applying it with a brush like this, which is kind of the MAC 217 knockoff from Sigma. It is the E25. This little brush was their free gift with purchase for quite a while. So I have 2 of these, I believe. And I just like how it's just easy to apply. I don't get my fingers covered in concealer. I'm less likely to use too much product, which I do tend to do with my fingers. So I really like that I can get a pretty light, even amount of product easily. So I'm just going to pop on some blush real quick. I have been really liking Dollface from this Tarte Off the Cuff palette. Dollface is permanent, so if you're interested, you can still get that. It's just kind of a nice matte pink. Just really easy to wear. Just kind of tap it in on the top there, and then just kind of go from apples to cheeks. Back. Second to last thing I'm going to demo of my favorites. This is a NARS Light Reflecting Setting Powder Dash Pressed Translucent Crystal. Seriously. So this is their pressed powder version. Now if you see down at the corner right here, there, it looks like there's kind of a film with some gunk on it. When you first buy this powder, it's all covered like that, and if you have anything on your brush and you stick it in there, it will like transfer. So getting a swatch is really hard, and people are like, oh well, it's just invisible, so no product comes up. That's just how it's supposed to be. No, it's not. When you get through that first layer of film, like I'm just gonna kind of swirl it around like this. There's totally product on my finger right there. Ooh, ooh, there we go. So you can see it's there. It is there. And my hands are really dry. So you should be able to get something on a swatch. And you should also be able to see it on your brush. Anyway, I really enjoy this powder because it is, as you could probably see from that swatch, it's got a good amount of sheen to it, and I've just been really liking that look. So when I'm using like a liquid foundation or a powder foundation that is a little bit more on the matte side, I like to then set with this. So I just kind of swirl, brush around, and then just go in, go to town. And it just kind of brings a little bit of a shine back to my face. And for whatever reason, now I like that. I never used to. Now I do. I don't find it, you know, I have never found really any powder to be that helpful with the longevity of my foundation. So this is not any different. I don't know any difference. Notice any difference. I just like the finish it gives me. So I like my nose to be a little shiny. It's so funny because I've had such oily skin for such a long time that I just never really could tell the difference between, appreciate the difference between like a sheen from products versus oil. And now that I don't have that ultra oily T-zone, I mean so oily, I would like saturate a blotting sheet in 2 to 3 hours after I had put on foundation. Nothing lasts on my face, etc. Just ultra oily. Now it's like I'm only like slightly oily to moderately oily, I would say, on my nose, somewhat on my forehead, somewhat on my chin. And now it's like I can really appreciate that kind of sheen that you can get from products on your face, and it's totally different from that shine of oil. So just really like that I can kind of go into that whole other finish of face products and really like it. So that is one of the things kind of in that category that I've been liking. And kind of on the shiny route, I've always been a fan of highlighters, and highlighters on my cheeks mainly is where I use them. So I've been really enjoying Incandescent from the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder palette. So in this one is Dim Light, Incandescent, and Radiant Light. And just kind of for reference on me, here are those 3 swatched. So this is Dim Light, this is Incandescent, and that is Radiant Light. So Dim Light on my hand here, there's Dim Light, that's Incandescent, and then Radiant. So Dim is a fair amount darker than my actual skin tone. But my favorite is the Incandescent, which I've been using as a highlight. So it is really more like a traditional highlight shade. It's kind of a warm, I would say a warm light beige, maybe a little tiny bit of pink tone to it. And I'm just gonna put that on that blush brush I used and then put it over on my cheeks. And I've just been liking it a lot. So this kind of just boosts up the shine. I already have some sheen from the NARS setting powder, but this just kind of adds a little bit more. And I've been really enjoying it. A little on my nose, a little on the Cupid's bow. Since this is fairly kind of natural, you don't have to worry as much about having some craziness as far as putting it everywhere. It doesn't get looking too wackadoodle too easily. Last products that I want to demo that are my favorites. I have more of these glosses, but favorite has been bright and deep lip gloss colors. So I'm going to wear a combination of glosses here. This one is the Smashbox, what's it called? Lip Enhancing Gloss. And this one's in Tease, so it's a little bit more of a purpley pink. And this is the MAC Viva Glam Rihanna gloss, which is like super, super shimmery. It's a lip gloss. Wearing this by itself, I like the look of it, but I like having something a little bit more that feels a little bit more moisturizing underneath. I don't know that the Smashbox gloss actually is, but I just like the feeling of it a little bit better on my bare lips than this one by itself. Now, of course, this also layers gorgeously with lipstick, especially the Rihanna lipstick, which I also have. Amazing, but that's like a bold look. So I like these for a little bit more brightness, but kind of not as full on as a really bright lipstick. So let me just get the, oh, and I just want to mention, this came from the Wonder Vision set, and the actual gloss is pretty small. You can see that's a whole lot of plastic and not a lot of gloss, which is okay. I mean, I got it for, I don't know, $10, $12. It was on sale, I had a coupon, etc. I think I used some rewards. Anyway, so I do definitely like wearing this by itself as well. It's very comfortable. It doesn't, you know, get globbed up in my lip flakes. Always a nice thing. So it's just really easy. I find it pretty easy to apply with the doe foot applicator. And it feels, it's not that like really thick jelly gloss feel, which I do enjoy. It's a little thinner, but it's very comfortable. And it is not nearly as sticky as like the lip gloss formula. All right, so that's a really pretty color. And then put the Rihanna on top of it. The shimmer in this is just, oh, I love it. I love it. It's like pink shimmer. So pretty. All right, just side note, total pet peeve of mine. I have a lot of freckles at my lip line up on the top. So I have a tendency for the color to look darker at the edges and then have this kind of like paler line and then darker down the bottom. Oh, it drives me crazy. So I think that's it for the things I wanted to demonstrate. So if you want to stick with me, I just have a few more kind of things in this category or things that I didn't demonstrate. So just hang with me. Including this combination of lip colors, I had kind of a variety of other glosses and lip products that I just really had been enjoying the past month. So along with the Tease, is it? Yes, Tease lip gloss. The other one from that set that I really enjoyed is Ruby, and this is red in the tube, but it comes out more as a pink. It's more of a pink red, but it's not quite as purpley deep. So you can see there, it's a little more pink, you can see on the wand. Really like that one, and I just enjoy the formula. I also really like the formula of these L'Oreal Color Riche Le Gloss glosses in a little squeezy tube package. I have Watermelon Crush and Red Ravishing. So these are, I would say, they're not opaque. They give kind of a, you know, that more of like a jelly finish, similar to the Smashbox gloss before I put the Viva Glam Rihanna over top of it. I also, they have a kind of that thick kind of squishy jelly texture, which I enjoy, and it feels moisturizing. They don't really moisturize my lips, but what does? Nothing. So I really like those. And actually what kind of got me started on this bright lip color kick was this Urban Decay Lip Junkie. I don't know what color this is. It came, I believe, in the Roller Girl palette, which I had gotten off of Haute Look. I really like the scent and the, you know, if I do get a little taste, it's not bad. It's kind of minty of this gloss. I don't know that I would ever buy this full price. Probably not. I'm sure it's really expensive. But similar kind of finish as the L'Oreal ones. And that's why I had bought the L'Oreal ones, looking basically for alternatives besides the Urban Decay one, which would be expensive. And this one, this lip product I have Instagrammed, tweeted about a whole bunch, really loved it. I actually recorded this favorites video once before and I was wearing it, but this time I decided, since I had just done the TMI tag, get ready with me wearing it, and I think I have a video review that I just need to upload of this product, that let's do something else. So this is the Jordana Twist and Shine Moisturizing Balm Stain, and it is in Cranberry Crush. So it is awesome. Of all these things, that's probably my favorite. It's one of my favorite lip colors probably of all time. I think the color tone just works really well with my fair, kind of neutral to warm skin tone. Really like how it looks. It has made me like kind of warmer, deeper colors, which I normally just shied away from. I've been wearing them a lot more now just because this one has made me feel comfortable. It has a little bit of a stain, but more like a darker lipstick basically. It's comfortable to wear. It's not, for me, it's not super moisturizing, but it's not dry. It doesn't leave that funky hot pink stain that a lot of the Revlon balm stains do. I don't know if they all do, but at least 2 of the 3 that I have does and that just drives me bonkers. Yeah, it's just a really, really great product. And the other thing is it's so cheap. I think it's $2.99, so definitely recommend checking this out if you have access to Jordana. As far as I know, the only stores they're sold in is Walgreens, but I'm not sure if they're like in places that I don't go, like Kmart and that kind of place. I don't know. But definitely Walgreens carries them. Definitely, highly recommend this one. Good stuff. In the vein of shiny face stuff, Laura Geller Balance-n-Brighten, and this one is in Porcelain. I have a video which I will link below, which is a review and a demonstration of application. One thing I want to say is that when I first swatched this at Ulta, the tester had a lot of pink veining in the pan, and it really swatched kind of like a light pink, so that totally put me off. But then just kind of in that order where I had a lot of coupons and rewards and all that stuff, I decided, since I was a little bit leery of paying full price, I was just going to go ahead and buy this with my discounts, and I'm really glad I did. I really like the finish of it. It's got a very satin kind of finish to it, a nice sheen. It has a little more coverage than I even had realized. In that video, you can see that it definitely has a, you can build it to medium coverage. I like applying it best with the e.l.f. $3 Studio powder brush, the flat topped one. I feel like it gives a really good finish with that. And it's actually quite fair. So the porcelain shade it's not, direct match to my neck, but it's definitely a lot closer than almost all the face products that I have. So just really been happy with it. It doesn't have the best longevity, but nothing's perfect. And to be honest, I think even though that I'm not as oily as I used to be, I feel like the oil that I do have is just stellar at breaking down makeup products, because almost everything I'll still have from like here to here, I'll still have stuff. But then on my nose, on my forehead, and on my chin, you won't even be able to tell that I had anything on my face. And that goes for this, MAC Match Master, just about everything I've ever tried. So, you know, I don't really know what the staying power of this one is. I would say that it probably does wear off my cheeks a little bit faster than something like this, but you know, it's okay. I'm good with it. I'm willing to do touch-ups. Last thing, kind of boring, it's lotion. So this is the Olay Quench. It's the light moisture. It says with vitamins E and B3. Yep. So I recently revamped my entire skincare routine, and now I am using basically all Paula's Choice products except for one. And what I really enjoy about Paula's Choice is that they're all about the science and the clinical results. So they have this Beautypedia, which is basically where they review products and look at the ingredients, the concentration of ingredients, looking for things that have clinical science, clinical research behind them to say, yes, they work, no, they don't work, or there is no research on these things that have been, you know, peer-reviewed kind of thing. So it takes the work out of buying skincare. This one was ranked best as far as body lotion went because of the amount of good skincare ingredients in it. I had used a bottle of this quite a while ago. There's some really big wind out there. And I had used the shimmer one. I really liked it. I liked the scent. It's easy to absorb. It's just easy to use. I figured it probably wasn't that great of a lotion, so I didn't buy it again. And I just was going through and looking things up on the Beautypedia, kind of going through the stuff that I have, you know, whatever. I'm putting some on my hands because my hands are so dry. And I was really surprised to see that this was rated so well. So I'm like, oh, well, I'm definitely gonna buy another bottle. You know, it's the winter in Minnesota. It's been, so far I think it's the 5th coldest winter. So that translates to extremely dry air. Even when you're staying inside, it's just such low humidity inside. So my skin has been totally battered. And as much as I dislike putting on lotion after my shower every night, I just have to do it. And this makes it a little bit easier just because it does absorb so easily. So there's a fair number of varieties of these things now. The one that they had rated well was just the daily body lotion. So this isn't like intense moisture, but for me, it's enough if I use it daily to pretty much keep the dry patches from getting too bad. It will, once it's not so dry, it will keep everything very moisturized. But for me, in this weather, I do need something thicker, but I just don't like the hassle of something thicker because it takes so long to rub in, and the time that I have to myself guaranteed every day is after my shower before I have to go to sleep. So I really kind of cherish that time, and I don't want to be wasting it, spending it rubbing in lotion. So I think that's it. I think that is, oh my gosh, oh, but just one more. One last thing is this necklace. It was a gift from my husband for Valentine's Day. Total surprise, was not expecting this at all. And it came from this site called withroots.com, and it is a little tiny terrarium inside the pendant. So I think it's reindeer moss, something like that. And the care instructions just say to give it regular sunlight, not direct sunlight, and to wear it so it'll be happy. And that's it. And it's just such a cute little pendant, and such a sweet idea because he knows that, you know, I really like trees and that kind of thing, which sounds so cheesy, but yeah, like green stuff, whatever. So very thoughtful and just so sweet, and Colin really likes it too. Whenever he sees it on me, his hands are like, oh, he's gotta grab it. It's pretty funny. Until he like grabs it and yanks, then it's not so funny. But yeah, really so sweet. I just really love it. So now I think I'm definitely done. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've tried any of these products out. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear it below. I hope you are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.